Just a short video. I know some of you will think, golly Moses, girl, everybody knows that. But sometimes we get confused when we want to cut out a piece of fabric. This is a fat quarter. 20 inches across, I've laid it. And if I turned it this way, it would be 20 inches up and down. 18 inches across, and of course it hasn't been evened out. Okay, I need two 10-inch squares. So, don't think that you can get it this way because you've only got 18 inches. Turn your fabric around, whether it's, selvage to selvage or what, it doesn't matter. These are bold cozies. Then you have your 20 inches. In fact, you've got 22 inches across here. You're good to go. And I just need two of them, so I've got my 10 inches this way. 10 inches, and I've got two of them. So that's how you think. In the box or outside the box, however you want to put it. Always go your longest length. And you need 20 inches, you've got it. You don't have it this way, but you have it this way. And then you've got your 10 inches. And we need two of them, and we've got it made. Simple, short, little lesson. Thank you. I'm cutting my first 10 inch and my second 10 inch. That's to spare, and I have two of them, and that's what I wanted. But if I cut out another 10 inch, let's see if this works. Maybe it doesn't, but let's see. You've got this much left. So cut out another 10 inch. But it's not 10 inch. It is only 8 inches across. So why don't we cut a 2-inch strip, sew it together, and I have enough for another 10-inch block. And I can make 3 of them. All out of the, I couldn't get the 4 out of the fat quarter, but look what we got. We got 3 of them. And so, just a 1/4-inch seam. I've measured this, and it's 8 inches by the time I even it up. 8 inches. So I'm going to cut this strip 2 1/2 because I'm not allowing. See, over here I need a 1/4 inch. And I need my 1/4 inch here. So I'm going to do 2 1/2, so I'll end up with 2 inches. And sew them together, and I have another one. Okay, here is my piece sewn on to that other piece that I cut out, my 2 1/2 inch. Now, it is a scant short. If I would have used just a fraction of a smaller 1/4 inch seam, and I had my needle over and decided, no, I'll put it back. But I should have put it over 1 notch. But I can just cut out the next one, just a scant short, and it'll be perfect. And now all I need to do is trim off this little edge right here. And we'll just do that right now. And we will have another 10-inch square. And I'd like for you to find where we sewed that together. See, it isn't going to matter. Just isn't going to matter. Now, I guess if you had another print, of course, you know, something that you couldn't do that. But there I got my third 10-inch out of 1 fat quarter. And there's no way I can piece another one. You know, I guess, no, I was going to say I could cut it into 5 1/2 and 5 1/2, but there's not enough for that. So, well, there is. I could cut it into 5 1/2 and 5 1/2, or just cut it into a 10-inch one and see if I have 4 more inches, but I don't. This is all I have left of it. So, that's all of that. But anyway, you see what you can do by twisting and turning and making it work. It's possible, and don't ever give up on a piece of fabric and think you can't, it won't work, because it will most of the time. You can get what you need. Thank you for watching, and God bless. Okay, here's another example. I have this little strip of fabric that I found, and it is 9 inches across, and I need 10-inch squares. So, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to cut this into 2 3-inch strips. Maybe go ahead and cut it into 3 of them, if it's even on this side. And then I'm going to make 3-inch squares. Now, a 3-inch square finished will be 2 1/2 inches. And I want 2 1/2, 2 1/2, 2 1/2, and 2 1/2, which will make my 10-inch square. This piece together will just make it look quilted. It'll be quite pretty. So that's what I'm doing to this piece. I'm cutting it into 3-inch strips. And then I'm going to subcut into 3-inch squares. And I need to change my cutter because it is getting, it needs to be changed. Now, I bet you, this is quite lengthy, so I don't know how many, but I'm going to go ahead and make 2 strips and just see how many I can get out of it. And you know, this is what the good Lord gave us our noggins for, is to figure out when there is a piece of, see, this is their school colors, black and gold. I probably could never find anything that works as good as this does. And I found it in my stash. Let's see if we can get 3 inches out of this one. Lo and behold. Alrighty. Now just start cutting. Now, if I had a sharper blade, I would fold this just like this, and just start cutting, but I don't think I dare do that because I know it's dull. And I'm going to cut off my selvages. So I've got to do that. And then, you know, if I had my 3-inch square up ruler is what I would use, but this will work just fine. I have it, I'm not going by this, I'm going by my ruler. And I've got my 3-inch line right on there. So I'm just going to cut me a bunch of 3-inch squares. And you don't need to see me do this, but I'm going to do this all along and cut into my 3-inch squares and just, you know, for the heck of it, see. And then I'm going to put a row together and sew them, and I will need 5 squares across and 5 squares up. If I'm calculating correctly, and I think I am. So let me get this all cut up. I'll be right back. Okay, that's what I get for not being able to count. I only need 4. And after it's pressed, I have a 10-inch. I'm going to have a 10-inch square. And I will need 3 more. So I'll have 4 up and 4 across to get my 10-inch squares. Good thinking there, girl. Just got to use the old noggin. I'll be right back with the others. Okay, I've got my squares all sewed together, and I am just a fraction over 10 inches, so I'm just going to trim equally on both sides and get it trimmed to 10 inch. I put my 5-inch, which would be my middle, to this seam right here, which is the middle. And that's how I judged. And just rotate it and put it back on your middle seam. And of course you can't see the one underneath it. So you kind of have to just guess. I know you're thinking, oh, hon, that's too much trouble just for a 10-inch square. Well, I guess it is, but if it's a piece of fabric that you really, really want to use, it's more than worth it. And there's my 10-inch square. And for a bowl cozy, it's just perfect. It's fine. And I'm going to make another one. And then I will have a set, because like I said earlier, I like to make my bowl cozies into a set. Okay, now, I hope this gives you some ideas on cutting, and if you think you don't have enough, how you can improvise and what you can do, and never give up on a piece of fabric that you really want to use, okay? Thank you for watching.